Hey, my wandering wanderers. Today we're going to be doing a love and relationships reading. Please note that we're going to be using the Languages of Love deck by Mya Bean, followed by the Chakra Wisdom Tarot deck by Tori Heartman for additional insights and awareness. So if you relate with this information, great, and if not, thank you for your time. Dear Universe, please give this a clear channel of your guidance. Please give this a clear channel of your guidance from the sun to the moon, from the 7th house to our 12th house, back to the sun and the moon, to the 12th house to the 7th house, using the 7th house to the 12th house, back to our sun and our moon. Please give this a clear channel of your guidance for love and relationships, from our 7th house to our 12th house, to our sun, to our moon. So a couple of things to think about as we shuffle is one, what do these concepts mean to me in my relationship? What are these concepts and what do they mean to me in my relationships? Also, what can I do to become more aware of these concepts? Or how am I becoming more aware of these concepts within my relationship? Like, where are those? And also, what can I do to what else can I do to find out if this is something that's part of my relationship or not part of my relationship? Like, what are these concepts? How do they relate to me and my relationship sphere? What can I do to find out if this is actually something, this concept is something I'm going through or not going through? Is it a problem? Is it something that we're doing already? Is it something that we're working on? And one more. Alright. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on for this week. Entanglement. What is entanglement from the perception of our relationship? Complicated relationship or situation, confusion, deeply involved, having an affair, both parties are at fault, you think they're in a relationship, catching feelings. Entanglement. What does entanglement mean to us? Because entanglement could also represent how deeply interwoven the relationship actually is. It could be a intricate relationship where there are a lot of things of occurring that made the relationship what it is today. So what are the deep intricacies of your relationship and how do they formulate your relationship today? Is it a series of events that created where you guys are today? Is it mostly strife? Is it actual commitment? I mean, how is your entanglement? How does this perception of entanglement relate to your relationship? And if so, do you like how intricate your relationship is? Because some people might have a relationship where there's a whole bunch of things that have occurred that develop them to where they're at today, to the point where these instances could be the things that make the relationship, if this is your style of relationshiping. Is it really complicated, or is it just a situation that you guys are part of that makes it complicated? Or is your relationship the situation? Just food for thought, things to think about, especially when it comes to forms of entanglement. How you want to get tangled up with somebody else is how you want to get tangled up with somebody else. Or how you like to get tangled up with people is how you like to get tangled up with But well, yeah, that's why we're here, wondering, how do you like your form of entanglement? Is it right? Is it not right? Is it kind of messed up, or is it kind of messed up, or is it okay minus a couple of kinks? Or are these things like small kinks? Are they big kinks? Are they kinks? I mean, you decide, because your relationship is your relationship, but how do you like your entanglement? Or are you one of those couples that might not care for entanglements, period, and just say it's a solid relationship because you guys have series of ebbs and flows in it, which is totally fine as well. So what's your form of entanglement is what I'm going to say. But we're just going to go ahead and continue. Some insights and awareness. We have the hanged woman. So when it comes to honoring your perspective, especially from the perception of entanglement, how you see this perception of entanglement might just simply be your relationship over time. It might just be how you view it, but also you're still allowed to have your own opinion about what this form of entanglement actually is. So you're not alone, but remember what it meant to honor this perception. Let's go ahead and continue. Understanding the belief behind it and why this belief might be foundational from the perception of this entanglement, especially and how you believe and how your relationship has manifested this way from this perception of entanglement. This is how we're understanding the core of this belief when it comes to this perception of what we're working with today. Simultaneously speaking, this will help us become aware of what these burdens are, or this group of beliefs that formulated together to validate what this entanglement actually is. This might be it might be the belief of the perception of how these things have come together, and the awareness of everything to help us register, is it really a relationship, or is this a series of events that brought us together that kind of makes us want to pursue it but not be aware of how it came together? Or might be the group of people who are actually solid in how things have come together and how they're dealing with stuff. I digress. So when it comes to this perception of how this entanglement is, we could be taking time to understand the beliefs behind it, which will help us become aware of the burdens that we may or may not want to be dealing with. Simultaneously speaking, when it comes to understanding the awareness of these burdens that we don't want to be dealing with, we could be understanding the core belief of what an entanglement actually is, and how we take time to understand this perspective or alternate perspectives that will help us untangle or detangle what this perception of, or this situation of what this entanglement is. Please note that this entanglement could be a relationship, overarching situation of how they got there. It could be a series of events of something. It's not just a single thing. And because it's not just a single one thing, we have to take time to delineate. That's why we're taking time to observe, break it down into a belief, because at the end of it, once the two of you come together and actually decide what it actually is, it'll help you untangle what the actual beliefs are, to actually be dealing with entanglement, not entanglement, if that makes sense. So if you relate with this information, great. If not, thank you for your time. Dear universe, thank you for your time today. Peace be with you. Namaste, and thank you for your candor, and have a wonderful day.